G'day Fishers, Spence here. Today I'm going to be talking about the boat show and where this channel's going and what's up next for the future of WA fishing, so stick around. Alright, first thing I'm going to talk about is the intro. You may have noticed that different intro. Why? Basically, all my videos to date, believe it or not, have been done on my phone. So everything you see on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram has all been edited and done purely through my phone. Now, I have my reasons for that. In the past, I've tried YouTube a long time ago now, and it was very hard to maintain laptop and software, quite expensive. Now I guess with technology you can actually do it on your phone, and for those who are starting out YouTube channels or anything like that, hit me up. I can give you some advice there on how you can edit all your videos on your phone. You don't need to buy all these extra laptops or software and all these other bits and pieces. So that intro video I've actually developed on my new laptop. What I'm basically going to try and do with having a laptop now and editing software is get some better quality videos out to you. So what's next for the channel? With the overwhelming support from the boat show, it's really given me some motivation to bring this channel to the next level. So if I'm being honest, when I went out to the boat show, I didn't expect a great deal of support. I expected a few viewers to come out and say hello, maybe ask some questions. I didn't expect the droves and the dozens and dozens of you to come and say hello. It was really overwhelming for those 3 days, but I can tell you it was really motivating, that's for sure. So I just want to say thank you to those who came out and saw me. I had a chat. I hope the information I gave out was really useful. I catch a lot more than just jewfish and deep drop. There was quite a few of you that come and talk to me about mulloway, snapper, herring tailor, all the different species across our WA coastline, and where you can catch them across beaches and boats. So I hope that information was really helpful for you, and looking forward to the pics and the sharing of the great catches that are to be had. Next, I hope Sid was really insightful. I know pretty much what surprised me the most was the amount of people that spoke to me and watched my YouTube content and not actually exercised or practiced Shinkai Jimmy, and the benefits it can bring to your catch is actually quite phenomenal. And I don't think really people understand the difference between just bleeding a fish, Iki Jimmying a fish, and Shinkai Jimmying a fish. And I hope it was insightful. Certainly, I believe there was quite a few sales on the some of the Shinkai Jimmy kits that I was using, and that's great to see. But what I'd like to see is more of you practice it and actually understand some of these chemicals and how better catch care practices can play a big difference into how you look after your fish and how you eat your fish, and you know, sharing it with your family and friends at home. My plan is that if I get invited to the boat show next year, I will bring a demersal species, not a bluefin tuna, and I hope that just demonstrates that it's not just applicable for tuna, but also all the different demersal species that are out there in our WA coastline. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions of being an influencer or on YouTube, like, I'm very, very new, I'll be honest. So I've been in the game for just over a year now, and it's been really, really overwhelming, this journey over the last 12, 18 months or whatever it's been. But that I get free gear. Yes, there are some sponsors, they give me some free stuff, but I do not use things that I don't believe in. Okay, so I was using Vex products well before I started this YouTube channel, or well before any of my social media accounts. It just happened to be that Vex were very supportive. But what I'm trying to do with these sponsors is really just give back to you guys. So, you know, like the boat show, we gave away a lot of bottom meats, Iki Jews, jigs, whiting rigs, you name it, we gave it out. And it was really great to see being able to give back to the community, especially the kids out there, the new generation. They're the ones that are going to set us up for the future. And look, I will continue to do that where I can and really give back to the community. And that's my objective through this channel. I don't get paid to go to these boat shows. I don't get paid to brand Spruik. It's because I actually believe in the product and what I'm using, and I just want to share that with the community. Also, just want to thank for those who came down the boat show and bought some merch. As I mentioned in previous videos, I'm not looking to make profit from you guys. What I'm trying to do is just provide some really good quality merch, some really good concepts around our WA species here along our coastline, and just enable you to be part of this WA fishing community without having to break your bank account. Now, the winner of that Vex prize pack was Julie Salter, and I hope you enjoyed that prize pack. There's plenty of bottom mates in there and some Vex gear. And like I said, this is what I can give back through this channel, and I hope you really enjoy it. Now, I just hope, Julie, you send through some photos of some epic fish that you're going to be catching with that prize pack. It'd be really great to see that. Now, one of the biggest things that I noticed at the boat show was the diversity of people that actually watch my channel. So from youth of today, so those next generations that I talked about. Now, this channel is no young bloods or one of those big, you know, crazy, how do I say, excitable, adventurous YouTube channels. My primary objectives for this channel really is to educate you guys at home, whether you be in your retirees. I noticed quite a few retirees, first time boat owners, or even just the next generation, really young. I just want you guys to learn from this channel. I didn't have YouTube when I was a kid. I was reading literally books like The Fisherman's Omnibus and Fishing the Wild Wild West, front to back, like continually. Like, I can't even begin how many times I've read those books back to front. And I just hope that this YouTube channel I can share my years of experience and give you guys some education on how to find different species, how to look after your catch, and yeah, pretty much what rigs to use, techniques and things like that that enable you to catch those bigger fish, and also maybe increase your capabilities and skill sets, that 1%, so you can catch more fish. So that's my objective, and if that's achieved, then I've done a great job. Another thing you'll start to see over the next year is I'll start playing more of an active part with some of the community groups, such as, you know, Jewfish Forever, the fisheries, and other aspects of science, and really just about sustainability and things like that. So I know I catch a lot of jewfish, but it's probably misconstrued through this channel. I'm not going out every day. I'm going with different people. I share my catch. A lot of my family gets a lot of my fish, and I don't like have freezer stocks of fish. I eat it all, and really I'm about giving back to my family and my friends. So I don't go out every day. I maybe go out once every few weeks, and yes, I have great success during those times when I go out, mainly because I've been doing this for a long time. And you at home, I know you're probably going out 3 or 4 times every month and you're getting maybe 1 or 2 fish, but I promise you apply a lot of these things that we teach through this channel, you'll be having success out there too. So going back to where do I see this channel going? So really what I ask is, this is not a secret channel. I know some of you feel like, oh, you've got into something that, you know, not others know about, but please share this channel, share it with your friends and family. I think the more information that we get out there about the different locations and different species of fish, I really think will pay dividends for everybody. There has actually been some misconstrued concepts of how fisheries interpret their data, and these new laws that are potentially coming around the corner, and, you know, our stock assessments and whatnot. All I can tell you is their stock assessments are mostly based off some field research, but mostly based on the fish you catch. Now, if you share this channel and more people catch more fish, that data actually generates, that data gets actually interpreted that there's more fish in your local waterways. So basically what I'm saying is catch more fish, share this channel. And I guess what is my opinion on the stock assessments? It's definitely not like it used to be 50 years ago. I wasn't there 50 years ago, but I can tell you right now. But in the 20 years that I've been targeting jewfish, I haven't really seen a massive change. I think Definitely the sizes have gone up and down throughout the years, but if you read into some of the recruitment assessments and things like that from the fisheries, there is cyclic patterns to these fish where you have big spawning years and then there's like lesser spawning years, and those bigger spawning years will come through and you'll get these lots of big fish as the fish age, and then they'll diminish through those lulls of where there isn't spawning years. So I think in essence that the stock assessments, talking to fisheries, there's definitely been some changes in terms of the age of fish. So fish today are much younger than what they used to be for the size, which means that there's less of them, more food. It's the same as if you're a farmer and you have a yabbies in your dam, right? So when you have lots of them, there's, how do I say, they're generally small, and they take ages to grow. But when you don't have many yabbies in your dam, they get bigger, but there's not many of them, right? So it's the same concept. There is definitely changes in our data, and like if you'd like me to share more on this, I'm happy to do so. I can reach out to some contacts and get some of this data out to you, but I think it's really important that we take this stock assessment seriously, and I think we have a new minister, and I think hopefully she will, how do I say, make the right decisions. I don't think Donald Punch was probably the right minister to be leading the fisheries and next steps. Like, I've had many comments about the 4 limit. The 4 limit makes sense to me, mostly because people, when you go out, if we give a 4 demersal bag limit, you're going to go catch, say you catch a jewfish and then a jewfish. What do? Do you go home? Because then you might catch a jewfish again for your 3rd and 4th fish, right? So it's either all in or all out, right? So I think it makes sense in terms of reducing the damage to the fishery by releasing fish, because you might catch 2 jewfish as your first 2 fish, and then the last 2 you might not get that break sea or ball chin. It might be another jewfish. So what do you do with it? The only option is to release it, right? So it kind of makes sense to me in that sense, but also it's damaging to the fishery on the jewfish. But the fishery is not trying to protect jewfish, it's trying to protect all demersals, whether it be a break sea cod, whether it be a ball chin groper, whether it be a queen snapper, it doesn't matter. They're trying to protect all that fishery. It's not about just jewfish. So I think the laws were there for a good reason, and it makes sense to me why they've done what they've done. What doesn't make sense to me is the closure time frames. I know they try to work around school holidays so that your kids can enjoy the fishery during their time off school, but a lot of that time is during prime breeding season. Like jewfish breed between December to February mostly, and it's probably not an ideal time to fish from on those congregations, because it definitely disrupts their breeding cycles. So if people find these congregations and they smack them during that time, not good. And again, go on previous videos, like I've told you, 1 or 2 fish, move on, leave the fish alone to breed, do their thing, and don't come back. Leave those spots alone. Let them breed, let them, I don't know, increase in numbers. And that honey hole that you found will be there for years to come. And this is what will change your fishing. There's certainly a lot of false propaganda going out there about sending down cameras and things. That's not how they do stock assessments. Anybody who says that, it's not how it works. You can't just send down a camera in one location and expect you to make a stock assessment of a whole area of hundreds of square kilometers, right? So really use some logic and understand that stock assessments are a bit more than just sending down cameras with bait bags on them, right? So think about it. All right, let's get off the political topics. I'm not much of a political person, and I try to avoid it. Okay, so where do I see this channel going? Based on the overwhelming support, I'm just hoping that I can get some more sponsorship deals and give back to you guys. I'm looking to start to go back to my roots of some more beach fishing, and I don't know, maybe some butterfish and things like that. So catching your tailors, catching your herring, catching your gardies, catching all those sort of small species that everybody catches. Like, I don't showcase that in a lot of my videos, but yes, I do catch them for bait. And that's one of the biggest things that for young fishers or people new to fishing, stop buying bait from your tackle store. Sorry, tackle stores, but I'm just being honest, right? You're supporting commercial fisheries, right? And there is a lot of bycatch and a lot of waste in those fisheries. Second to that, a lot of that bait in the freezer goes off and they dispose of it, and you're buying sub-quality bait. Yeah, I really don't get it. Like, out here off our WA coastline, you've got squid, endless supply of squid. It's a sustainable bait source. You got herring, you got mullet in our estuaries, you got all these things that if you just spend a few hours on your weekend when it's like average weather, nothing that you can punch out deep on, just go and catch it. And I'll tell you right now, that'll be your biggest increase in terms of your catch numbers, right? You'll catch so many more fish if you just go and catch your own bait. So besides doing more variety of videos, what I'm hoping to do as well is explain a bit more detail about certain fishing aspects and techniques that I use. I think what I take for granted may not be quite obvious to you at home. So definitely that was something that came through the boating show, was people wanted to know more about weather, what apps I use and things on pieces. I do have a good video on that, but also people want to know what boat I've got. I've got a Seafarer Vagabond. Okay, so I think it's circa 2001, and I repowered it with a Suzuki when I purchased it, and it's been probably one of the best purchases that I've had. I've had this boat 12 years, 13 years, something like that, and it's been fabulous, and I've had no reason to upgrade. Could I afford a bigger boat? Absolutely. And will I? Absolutely. If there's an opportunity that comes up and I'm willing to buy a bigger boat, absolutely. And I'm in a position now where I feel like I can take this YouTube channel to the next level, but also start exploring a bigger boat so I can start targeting things like swords. I know there's a lot of media going out there on sword catching, but all I'll say is when you start getting into those sort of big game fish such as marlin and swords particularly, your finances need to be sturdy. You know, you need the top end reels, the top end rods, you need the big boats, you need all these bits and pieces. Arguably, some people say you don't, but let's be practical about it. You need the rods and reels, you need all the stuff to do it. And I think if I caught a sword on this boat, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I wouldn't know how to pull it in the boat. I've barely been able to lift 40 kilo bass off the side of the boat, right? So how am I going to lift a 100 kilo sword into the boat? And I don't want to fish the stuff for more than it needs to, and it's unjust for me to try and catch something that I can't look after. I can't put it in, I don't know, a big fridge or esky, on my deck, and I can't even lift it over the sides. What do? Drag it back, doing like 10 knots at the back of the boat for 4 hours? No. That's just like, I don't know, barbaric in my opinion. So yes, when I get the boat with side door access, or maybe you can install a winch off a hardtop, then yeah, I'll start looking at swords. So until then, watch out. I'll stick to my deep drop, I'll stick to my demersals, I'll stick to my bread and butter species for now. And to be honest, game fish don't interest me. Why? Because I can't eat them. And for me, fishing is about the hunt. It's about the sharing the experience with your family and friends, and it's about enjoying a good feed at the end of the day. And marlin, yeah, you can probably eat it, but it's good show, good fun. And don't get me wrong, I've hooked up to some good marlin in the past, and you know, got some, but yeah, they're just, I don't know. There's something about it that's, I don't know. You can talk about it, share photos and videos with your friends, but it's not the same as saying, hey, caught this wicked fish and it's really tastes good. Here, try some. And really sharing. There's something about sharing it with your community and your friends. So I hope that makes sense. Now, I just want to say apologies for the last few months. It's been a pretty hectic personal life for me lately. I've had multiple family members near on death, and I have actually had one pass away recently. I've had a lot going on in my personal life, and it's been pretty wild. And so all I can say is videos have been a second priority in my life, and fishing for that matter. So if you're expecting videos to come out every week, it won't be like that going forward. I think I don't want to be pressured into releasing videos every week. It will be quality, I can promise you that, and it'll be in some great information in those videos. But yeah, I've just come to realize that as I've aged, there's a lot of my family members and friends around me who are aging as well, and I just really want to spend more time with my family and friends. So fishing is a big part of my life, don't get me wrong. It's just not my life, like, 100% of my life. Some weekends I like to spend it with my partner and kids, and then other weekends I got my free time and I'll take the GoPro out, I'll go get some great footage of fishing. But it's a balance, right? And I think that's the biggest part as I've got older, is about balance. And so yeah, please hang in there. But certainly if you've got any suggestions of what videos you'd like to see more of, just hit me up through socials or comment on this video and just let me know. I'm looking for inspiration. All I'm videoing at this stage is the fishing that I do. I'm not going out on these expeditions and adventures to try and please the audience. Really, I'm just pleasing me. So, but if there's anything that's in my repertoire that does please the audience and it's something that I enjoy, I can certainly do it. Like, I've had requests for me to do some Occy catching videos, so catching octopus, and I don't video that mainly because it's too hard, and I source my octopus locally lately because it's just easier, so I can produce more video content on fishing. But if you want to see that, hey, I can do that. I can show you how I catch my octopus, and I've been doing it since a teenager, and I actually have some great ideas around that, of a new patent idea, but we'll talk about it a bit more in the future. Hopefully I can source some manufacturers in that to make this tool that I think will work wonders in catching more octopus for you at home. And that's another thing. I've got some more ideas about and products coming out that will certainly help you guys catch more fish or help you with your fishing journey. So yeah, keep following this channel. Now, I just want to apologize for this video if it wasn't what you thought it would be. It's kind of somber and more heartfelt, but really when I went to the boat show, it was a big eye-opener for me. I did not realize the impact I had on people's lives, and I just hope that you guys continue to watch the channel, and I'll do the best I can to share information and teach you more things, and obviously still be entertaining at the same time. So I think the greatest thing about doing fishing and recording it, you actually get to record some really crazy experiences and things that, yeah, I don't know, how do you explain, like, people wouldn't believe you if you told them, but if you show them a video, they're like, what, that happened? Like, if I look back at some of the videos that I've done so far, it's like the sailfish on a bottom, mate. Seriously. Would anybody believe that? No, but it's on video. Or that jewfish that I caught off Rockingham here, and I caught a jewfish before, had an eel in its mouth, pulled it out, put it on a hook, sent it down, caught a bigger jewfish, and that had a whole freaking cobbler in its mouth, like 40 centimeter cobbler. And then to share that on video and pull it out, just nuts, right? So I think that's probably, for me, it's like some really great memories that I could share through social media. So really fabulous to see, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more. It's a fabulous thing about fishing. Everything's, I don't know, about luck, and it's very unpredictable what can happen on the day. So really just want to put out a big thank you to some of our main sponsors. So first and foremost, I just want to thank Paul Willis for your endless support and great chats. I really enjoy just going down the Red Mullet distributors and just having a good chat with you, mate. It's freaking, you make me laugh, mate, and you know your stuff, which is always makes it great. And also to Matt Jarrell from Icky Pick, and just that Sid that we did together, fabulous concept. I think it's a worldwide first to my knowledge, and I'd be gracious if people can comment if they've seen anything similar, because certainly that was the first that I could find of anything around Icky Jimmy or Shinkai Jimmy demonstration where people firsthand can actually, you know, get hands on with actually performing one. So yeah, really great to see. Also, I just want to thank Sean Wiffering from Fishing Wishing Life to inviting me to the boat show. To be honest, it was very humbling, and to be a year into social media and to be invited to such an event was, yeah, I don't know what to say. I was speechless. It was, and the experience was excellent, and the reception, like I said, was excellent. Yeah, I didn't expect the overwhelming support, and for those who I met down there, I'm very thankful, and we'll build upon this, and hopefully next year I'll see you at the boat show again, and who knows, I'll do more public events in future, I hope. And that was the first one I've done, so I think going forward I'd like to get to know more of you out there in public, be more available for you in terms of asking questions. Just think of me as your mentor, okay? So I'm happy to be your mentor, whether it's be chasing mulloway along the beaches, whether it be chasing pink snapper or land-based, or in the ocean on the boats. It doesn't matter. I'm just happy to try and give you some advice of the years of fishing that I've been doing. And I know these days, look, I don't do a lot of mulloway fishing. I've still got the rods actually and all the gear, but it's not something I enjoy eating, and I don't like putting unnecessary stress on a fish unless I plan on eating it, if that makes any sense. In my 20s, a little catch and release, but at the end of the day, that's still an animal. Like, I don't know. I love fishing, don't get me wrong, and I just don't feel like I need to go catch something to say I've caught something and then release it and then feel good about myself. For me, it's about the hunt. It's about the sharing of the experience and the catch with your friends, eating it and enjoying it. And I think that's a lot more satisfying for me than actually just catching a big Samson fish on a jig and going, hey, look at my 40 kilo Samson fish. Meanwhile, that fish is panicking and probably subject to some percentage of maybe not surviving, and then chucking it in the water. So I think for me, it's a big part of sharing the experience, like I said before, and actually reaping the rewards of your efforts than anything else. So look, I hope this video gave you some insights to me personally and where I think this is going. So again, better quality videos, more site appearances, more attention to detail, hopefully a bit more variety of fishing. And yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. Leave some comments of stuff you want to see. Now, here's a brand new outro to our channel as well. So enjoy, and the next episode is going to be on deep dropping. And there's one of those stories that, like I said before, is where you can tell someone the story, but it's better when you got it on video and you can share with your friends. So stay tuned for that next video, which will be coming out hopefully in the next week or two. So I'll see you then.